What kind of a shot is this? Anyways, episode 11 of Tower of God Season 2, covering chapters 48 to 51 of the manhwa, so only around 4 chapters being covered, which continues their current slowing down of the pace of the adaptation, which is fine because it shows they are still telling the story in a way that makes sense and is progressing well. Horyang fights with Ran and Novick, and then suddenly gets betrayed by Cassano to be found by Viole and Xiaxia. Xiaxia then puts the blame onto Ran and Novick, leading to a fight between Ran, Novick versus Viole, who gets stomped on. The two of them get completely stomped on because Viole just shows off his skills with using Shinsu, being able to control 5 bongs, which is unheard of, which is very, very rare amongst the E rank regulars. So they just get defeated by Viole pretty cleanly because they're just very much both tired and as well as being unprepared by Viole's technique. And then we also have Khun showing up, finally having a quote-unquote reunion between Bam and Khun, although only Bam is aware. Khun still sees this as Viole and not Bam. But then Xiaxia does her crazy thing where because she's so dedicated to Viole as being the god, a god for her, she's a crazy one in this episode. And she's not the only crazy one in this episode. So she sets up a bomb as if to show off her commitment to Ju Viole Grace, creating an entire explosion, putting all of the characters in danger and pretty much separating the parties, with Viole as Bam trying to tell Khun to run away, which then makes Khun think, wait, what the heck? This guy was able to use a freeze technique, which Bam had showed off on the floor of tests, and could it really be him? So yeah, Khun's like, wait, I need a double take. This is like Whiplash. Bam is Ju Viole Grace? What is this? But anyways, yeah, so Xiaxia, pretty crazy. And speaking of crazy, let's go on to the other scene with the traitors. More traitors, right? We have a lot of betrayals in this episode. Cassano betrays Horyang, Xiaxia kind of betrays Viole and such. And then we have Khun's team, Apple and Michael and Rachel, betraying Khun, Dan, and Gaiteng. So Gaiteng gets the worst of it because he's literally just poisoned to death. Very, very sad. And then turns out that Apple and Michael were hired by Fug in order to kill Khun, because Fug believes that Khun will get in their way. We have Dan that is currently being threatened to be killed, but then Rachel makes a plea to keep Dan on the team, trying to get Dan to be her legs still, to help her climb the tower because Dan is super fast. But of course, Dan, being the guy that he is, he sees through Rachel's farce and pretty much berates her for climbing the tower in such a traitorous and dishonorable way, which then leads Rachel to go crazy mode and just repeatedly stabs Dan, which I thought was really well done just to show off how crazy Rachel is. Like, this girl is unhinged. So that was a really good scene. It was very uncomfortable, but it was a good scene. And shit, dude, we'll have to see what happens in the next one. So yeah, I'll go over some of the differences between the manhwa and the anime now. And before I do that, I think that my main gripe with the episode is the whole direction with the panels, because the frames just show all of the characters that are in conflict with each other and were, fighting to the death pretty much. They're so close to each other as if they're having a friendly conversation. Like, look how close everyone is together. We have a shot of literally Khun just running straight up to Viole and Xiaxia, as if there's like no contention, as if it's like, oh hey everyone, good to see everyone again, we're all buddies. It's very jarring. I'm unsure why the studio is so against making these wide shots. Like, we have a wide shot that was introduced. They could have just kept it there, use this as the base of the scene, and then just have zoomed in panels on the characters as they talk and such. We didn't need to grab everyone together. They have a strange attraction to always putting so many characters in a single frame. That was my main gripe with the episode. But anyways, yeah, let's go on to the differences between the manhwa and the anime. Now, first things first, I think Horyang looked like a beast this episode, being able to 1v2 against Ran and Novick. Had it not been for Cassano, he would have done major damage. In the manhwa, Horyang doesn't really get any upper hand per se. They just go for a clash between himself and Novick. Whereas in the anime, they decided to make Novick trip on a rock in order to look a bit vulnerable. Yeah, but that's not what happened. I'm not sure why they decided to do that in the anime. It was perfectly fine, like in the manhwa, if they just rushed at each other. I feel like the anime kind of takes away from Novick's character because it makes him look a little silly, just tripping like that. There's another point too when Viole is questioning who killed Horyang and why, where Novick understands the situation in the manhwa. He's like, oh, okay, I get it. I see what's going on. This girl, Xiaxia, she's just trying to frame us. Cassano just attacked from the shadows, from under the rocks, until it would appear that it was Novick and Ran, the ones that put down Horyang, making Viole more incentivized to go after them and kill them. So yeah, Novick definitely noticed what was happening. So when Xiaxia does her crazy thing and just blows up the hand of Arlene anyways, Viole makes it very clear that he wants Khun to get away. Like in such a way where his voice just sounds like Bam. So it gives Khun the real indication that, wait, what the heck? Is that Bam? Like, that's the main indication. So even though Viole had showed off the freeze technique to Khun there, it was in his voice, in his plea for Khun to get away, that Khun really thought it could be Bam. Yeah, and then the final difference is that I mentioned that I really liked the scene between Rachel and Dan because I think the anime did a well job of adding to this scene. As in the manhwa, it was pretty simple. It was just a cutaway after Rachel decides to stab Dan. Actually, Rachel just gets called out by Dan, and then immediately the panel just shifts to the blood and the end result. But then, yeah, the anime expanded and just repeatedly showed her stabbing and stabbing and stabbing Dan. That was a nice change by the anime. Rachel is a crazy biatch. But yeah, so that was episode 11 of Tower of God Season 2. It's a pretty good cliffhanger. I'm curious if they're going to be taking any breaks, but it doesn't seem like they'll be taking any breaks between the cours. So they're likely going to just continue showing all 25-ish episodes of Season 2, since the workshop is starting in October in a few weeks. So yeah, I don't know how many more videos I'll make on this, but yeah, we'll see. I'm still having a chill time with the anime. So yeah, there it is. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and take care.